But I told you in the video, even with proof, you would not believe me. I told you. Already told you that.
Get it while it's hot, the Dude Mungus 3000.
What do you want from me?
No monkey.
Hey, dude and dudettes, say what up. It is your boy, Dude Mungus, and we're back with another episode. Man. I did not know the last video I made would spark such conversation and might I say hate. I feel like throughout the entire video and throughout the comments that were left on this video, I feel like it's split 50-50. I feel like we have some Suzuki fans. I feel like there's some people hating. But I told you in the video, even with proof, you would not believe me. I told you. Already told you that. This is for the other half that's on their little haterade. And do you have some people that was kind of on the fence? They wasn't necessarily hating, but they wasn't necessarily agreeing either. So I wrote down some points to talk about Suzuki and why Suzuki is hated on as much as they're hated on. And I've honestly came down to the fact that people literally hate the best in the game. And the only thing you can do about Suzuki is literally nitpick or what you've heard on TV or what you've heard on social media, because I used to be that guy. I am still shocked that I actually own a Suzuki GSX-R1000R. Like, I still get tongue-tied when I'm like, I got a Suzuki, because that just was not supposed to happen. That was not supposed to be my life. Out of all the bikes, all the manufacturers in the world, I told myself, you will not own a Suzuki. And I was hating just because the stereotypes and just because of what I heard. The second I jumped on this bike, I said, no way. I said, pause, time out. No, there's no way this bike that I've heard for years and heard all this smack talked about for years, my entire motorcycle riding career, I've heard bad things about the Suzuki. And I said, no. Hold on, let me turn this off. I said, no. There's no way. The first 5 miles, I said that it's impossible that this bike is this good. Impossible. I continue to ride the bike, and I'm just like, nah, bro. Nah. The amount of disbelief that I had is crazy. And I am now 3 years into owning this bike, and I'm like, yeah, I get it. The Suzuki fanboys, I get it. I'm not even hating on you. I get why you're a Suzuki fan. So I don't want to hold you guys long. We're just going to run down this list. Actually, some of the comments that were made in the last video, if you haven't watched the last video, please go back and watch it. That'll help this video make sense. But some of the comments that was made in the last video, I was like, thank you. You are help proving my point. So for you guys that don't know, this is the Bat, aka my Suzuki GSX-R 1000R. This is a 2022 model. For you guys that don't know much about Suzuki, so as far as the Gixxer 1000 goes, from 2017 up to 2025, they are exactly the same. Exactly. There are some colorway differences and changes. So from 2017 and it is 2025, this bike has been the same. Now, there might have been some minor electronic updates, but the bike is the same. Now, of course, you can go into details. Now they use 34 pounds of pressure instead of 32. We're not talking about that little stuff. The bike is exactly the same. I think one year they started adding quick shifters. I don't even know my Suzuki history as much as I should, because I still can't believe that I own a Suzuki. But they started using, I think now they come with the quick shifter and auto blipper, when before it was only on the R model. I feel like all the regular 1000 and the 1000R comes with that. Don't quote me on that. But that's how little this bike has changed. That's it. So, which brings me to my first point. I will agree with people that say the Suzuki GSX-R 1000 is dated. I'm not even gonna lie. I agree with you. I believe Suzuki should make some updates to add flair, if that makes sense. The bike at its core, the bike itself, it's no need to change the bike as itself. Now, for me, I'll post up some pictures. I've added the AIM dash. The dash was something I was like, bro, why are we still using a LCD dash in 2025? Like, what are we doing? So yes, I've upgraded my dash, and it is aesthetically pleasing. Did it improve the bike at its core? No, it did not. Now, again, I believe they do need to add some flair to give it some razzle dazzle to make it more appealing to 2025. But I'm gonna just let this sit and rest with you real quick and think about this. I mean, again, take away the hate, take away the ego. I am not a brand loyal guy. I've had Kawasaki's, I've had Yamahas, I've had Hondas, I've had Italian Ducatis. Now, I would love to have a KTM, I would love to have an Aprilia. I am not a brand loyal guy. Truth tell it, you ask anyone that's known me for any amount of time, I tell them I bleed green because I love Kawasaki. That is one bike that I jump on, I instantly feel at home. I don't care which Kawasaki it is. Soon as I jump on, I'm like, yo, this feels home. I'm super comfortable. So, there's not one manufacturer who has a 2017 model that is still relevant in 2025. What do I mean by that? You have this essentially 2017 platform that is still contending with the top tier innovation from BMW, the top tier innovation from Ducati. Now, again, it doesn't have the razzle dazzle. It does not have the flair of these bikes. But when you put the rubber to the road, will it contend? It will. No other manufacturer can claim that because every other manufacturer since 2017 has done something to update or to improve their leader bike, except for Suzuki. Now what is just, I'm just, let that sit there for a second. What does that say? Again, take away the hate, take away the ego. Who else has a 2017 model that is a contender? Now, again, I give it to you. There's no razzle-dazzle to this bike. It's zero razzle-dazzle. Now, I think my bike look good, but that's just me. But there's zero razzle-dazzle to the Gixxer 1000. Zero. Like, none. None. But at its core, you can't argue with the bike at its core. At its core, this is a 2017 model that is still relevant in 2025. That's how good of a bike Suzuki made. And this is no hate. And I know I sound like a Suzuki fanboy, but this is, I'm still shocked that I own a Suzuki. And I'm not even, when I tell you I'm not capping, the bike is great. And what helped me realize the bike is great is not only owning it. That's me owning the bike. That's not the biggest part about it. I will admit, when I got on the bike and I rode it, and I'm just like, there's no way. I am almost at 21,000 miles, and I'm still like, bro, how is this bike this good? It doesn't make sense. But what makes it even better is I do not have an arsenal. I do not have a fleet of bikes. But I know people that know people, and I know people that has any bike you can think of that has mountains of money. So they have these premium $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, $100,000 machines. Yeah, Ducati came out with a bike that's $100,000. I know people, and I have thrown a leg over these bikes. And what's impressive to me is the Suzuki. It's not any better than these top tier bikes, but at the same time, it's not any worse. If that makes sense. It's not any better. It's not any worse. Nothing about the Suzuki is going to be like, oh my gosh, this is the best in every area. It's nothing about the Suzuki is going to be the best, but it's darn good everywhere. No other bike can do that. So currently, and we'll get into this a little bit in a separate episode, but the 2025 offerings personally have disappointed me. They just have, right? I feel like we are in a horsepower war, and what we're doing to try to win this horsepower war or this top speed war, I feel like they're turning leader bikes into 600s. What I mean by that is, since when do I have to wind out a leader bike to get like the power? Like, who wants to do that? CBR, Triple R. That is probably the baddest, as far as motor-wise. It's probably the baddest motor in the game from the factory right now. No contest. It's nothing down low. Mid-range is nothing. But the second it gets up top, hold on to your lug nuts. It's time for an overhaul.
Hold on to your lug nuts. It's time for an overhaul.
Bro, let me tell you something. That CBR, when it gets the top end RPM, bro, it is almost nothing that will touch that. Nothing. That bike runs hard top end. But everywhere else, dude, it's boring, bro. It's so boring. Like, since when do you have to... And this sounds weird. I'm really spoiled by leader bikes, right? I'm really spoiled, especially my Ducati and the Suzuki. I'm really spoiled by this, but since when do you have to keep a leader bike in the right gear? Like, I don't... Like, you should... Like, what leader bikes are roll-on power. I don't care what gear I'm in. Just roll on the throttle when I'm good. Since when do I need to downshift a leader bike so I can go? Like, that's so unbelievably, you know, I'm just saying, it's stupid to me. Like, I don't get it. Even the Ducatis now, I get they're making them more rideable, they're making them more user-friendly, I get it. But one of the appeals about Ducati to me is the character that they have. So, again, no offense to anybody, but, you know, kind of dumbing down that character so the bike can appeal to more people. I get it. You're going to make more money because you're going to sell more bikes. I 100% get it. But you're taking away what Ducati is. And even the Ducatis. Since when do I have to wring a Ducati's neck? Like, I don't like this. Now, I get it has stupid, you know, 15, 16,000 RPM. I get it. It's amazing. But why do I gotta wring its neck? Like, I don't like that. Now, I'm a little partial. I like torque. It is what it is. So maybe I'm a little biased. But since when do we have to start doing this? Now, Kawasaki, yeah, we already knew. Kawasaki, they never really had it like that. You know, Kawasaki's been that way. But Kawasaki ain't trying to change. They ain't trying to reinvent the wheel. Kawasaki is Kawasaki. They struggle down low with the mid-range, but top end, they be smacking you down top end. So it is what it is. The 2025 bikes have, you know, they're a little disappointing. But again, back to the episode because I'm getting sidetracked. What I'm saying is this bike isn't any better and isn't any worse than any of these premium motorcycles that are offered today. What the Suzuki lacks is razzle dazzle. People in the comments, oh my God, that's a 20-year-old bike. It's outdated. I 100% agree with you. It is outdated. But what does that say about your preferred brand? That an outdated, almost 20-year-old bike is contending and or beating your preferred brand. Name another manufacturer out there that does that. I mean, I'll wait. I kind of wish we was on live on the podcast right now so we could talk about it. But I'll wait. Second thing I'm gonna get on, price, bro. Prices. I know we hit on this a little bit, but prices. Part of the appeal of motorcycles, and I'm on the leader bike thing right now. Part of the appeal of the leader bikes is you get this ultimate performance at a fraction of the cost, my boy. Since when? Since when is getting a bike that is worth its salt, that is worth the grunt? Since when is $30,000 the new normal? Like, we're getting away from what leader bikes are. And I feel like this is going to be a totally different episode because I don't want to get sidetracked and I don't want to get off. But what industry? What are we doing, bro? Like, what are we doing? There are a few manufacturers that are still giving you, hey, let me give you a reasonably priced bike and give you something worth a darn with this reasonably priced bike. Now I get it. To give you something reasonably priced, you're going to have to let go of the razzle dazzle. You're going to have to do razzle dazzle aftermarket on your own. Suzuki Gixxer. Razzle dazzle aftermarket on your own. And yes, as far as leader bike goes, this is literally the best bang for your buck you can get. You're not finding another bike in this price range that will contend with the BMW and beat it sometimes, that will contend with a Ducati and beat it sometimes, that will contend with an Aprilia and beat it sometimes. Like you will not get another bike that will do that, because Honda does offer a double R leader bike that is way more affordable than these $30, $40, $50, $60,000 bikes, but it is nowhere near the performance of the Gixxer. Like it's not even close. Not even in the ballpark. And y'all gonna hate me for this. And Honda people, trust me, do not be mad at me, because I love Honda. I'm just being honest. Their double R is like a juiced up 750. Like, it is the slowest leader bike. It is. I don't know what happened to Honda along the way, but their double R is the slowest leader bike like out there. It honestly is a juiced up 750. If you get caught slipping against a 750, you go get your tail kicked. You watch out for 600s too. Like, don't play. Like, it's not a contest. It's flat out, it's not. Now, you can make it a contest, right? With the razzle dazzle, aftermarket razzle dazzle, add the razzle dazzle. Now you can do a little something. But I'm just saying, get it together, Honda. Get it together. And I don't want to pay $30,000 to get it together. Like, bro, come on, man. Like, what are we doing? And now, a question for you guys and gals, dude and dudettes, the people you're really like, you disagree. You hating them. You know what? You're not hating. Excuse me. Let me back up. You disagree, and you fully disagree. Have you actually owned a Suzuki 17 plus? GSX-R1000 or 1000R? I mean, have you really like had seat time on it? And have you had seat time on a good one? Not like, and I get it, I know the stereotype, I know, and I see it and I hate it. I hate it for Suzuki people. I hate it. I mean, you know what? I don't want to offend nobody. You guys know what I'm talking about. I'm not even gonna say it. You know exactly what I'm talking about. When you see them bikes, you know, I'll put it like this. I will put it like this. The people that have the bikes that just because they make it for the bike don't mean that you gotta put it on the bike. That's what I'm saying. But that's my personal opinion. I'm a less is more type person. You know, I just because they make 50 accessories for the Gixxer doesn't mean I have to buy all 50 accessories. Maybe, just a suggestion, maybe you could buy 15 of them. You know, 10 to 15, maybe. You know what? You know, I'll even be okay with you getting 25 of them. Just don't get all 50. That's what be making us look so bad, bro. If they make 50 accessories, do not buy all 50, bro. Like, bring it down some, man. 15, I feel like it's a good number. 15 is a good number. I'll be okay with 15. It still might be too much, but hey, I'm cool with 15. Just, you know, not all 50. God, but I mean, some people might say the same thing about me and my tire stickers. I love them, but you know, you don't see a lot, you know, on my bike. Less is more. That's all the advice I got to my Suzuki brethren. Less is more, okay? Less is more. Less is more. Less is more. I really like what Suzuki has done with their bike. Now, they have the technology to add in the navigation, the cruise control, the heated grips. I love what they've done with the bike to keep it basic. So there's this connection that you feel with the bike because you're actually very engaged with the motorcycle. This is one issue I have with the newer BMWs. They're probably, on paper, the best of the best bike you can get. And it's probably the safest bike you can get on the road right now. My only issue with BMWs is they feel numb. Like, I don't get a character from them. Bikes are stupid fast. They're blistering fast. They handle amazing. They have every creature comfort that you could want on a bike. It is amazing. I want one. They just, they don't have any character. Like, they feel numb. Like, it's almost too good. If that's the thing. It's almost too good. BMW, honestly, you need to go back to, like, between 15 and 17 model. You almost need to dumb it down a little bit. You know, it sounds stupid. Allow some user error. Like, the BMW it's too good. It is flat out too good. I've gotten that sensation from every newer BMW I've been on, and I'm just like, bro, it feels numb. It feels numb. I don't like that. So I like that Suzuki has kept their bike so simple. Suzuki actually has technology in the GSX-R1000. You just can't tell because it's that good. It's not intrusive. Like, I mean, which I did turn my traction control and stuff off. Get out of here. But it's not intrusive. Suzuki still allows you to ride the bike and legitimately turn all the aids off. Not like, all right, I'm gonna let you turn the aids off, but they ain't really, really off. I'm still gonna make sure, you know, you do what you're supposed to do. It's none of that. The aids are off. It's all you. It gives you that raw Viper feeling. Like, it's just, I mean, not as much as Ducati, but, you know, it's the closest thing you can get to it. And you know what? I'm just gonna go and end it here because this video can go and go and go. And I got other topics to hit, but the video's already way too long. It's already way too long. I was supposed to hit a few points and like keep going, but you can get stuck on one area for a minute. So let's see what we got to say about this. And look, we're gonna keep this conversation going because I mean, I get it. I get it. I get it. Suzuki is hated because it's one of the best out there. And the fact that this platform is almost 20 years, in 2 years, this platform will be 20 years old. And it's still a good bike. Like, it's no one else has a 17 model that is currently in production. Not one person. Not one. Suzuki changed the color of their fairings and said, hey, we changed the color, that means it's a new model. Dude and Dudettes, we out. I'm excited for 2025. We got some new content to bring you. I've already raced 2 CBR Triple Rs. I lost one and I beat one. So I need to race another Triple R and see where we at. I am so excited to race this new Ducati. I'm excited. I'm so excited. When I tell you, I got a point to prove, but I'm excited to race this new Ducati with all its luxurious power. I'm excited. I'm excited to get on the racetrack, track days. You guys stay tuned. I'm coming out with an updated schedule. I got to lock down 2 more things and then I'll have my schedule for the year mapped out. But I'm pretty sure some stuff will pop up. But anyway, I'll have my there's 3 major dates I want you guys to be like, bat. I'll let you know about those probably within the next week or 2. But anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. Dude and Dudettes, I appreciate y'all rocking with me. You know who it is. It's your boy, DudeMungus.
Boom shakalaka. Namaki. 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 Thank you for watching, dudes. Namaki.
Oh! Whew. This bike is something special, bro. I know. It's just a Gixxer, bro, but goodness gracious. There's not another Gixxer out here like the bat, bro.
Thank you for watching, dude. Boom shakalaka.
Oh, God, is there a heel or something? Come over here.
Namaki.